Greetings, friends. I've been spending a lot of time thinking about why I do the things that I do. And since I'm your pastor, you may be thinking as well, why does he do the things he does? Well, I've come to the conclusion that I have been intuitively driven over the course of my journey into the Catholic Church by three principles. That is a search for the good, the true, and the beautiful. Those three things. Now, these three things have been a triad of ideas that have been put together by the ancient philosophers, and it is embraced by the Roman Catholic Church. So I'm thinking, well, okay. I, like every human being, is sort of attracted to these three things, right? Goodness, truth, and beauty. So let me talk about goodness. Goodness is a creation word. When God created the cosmos, he said it was good. And so goodness is something we experience whenever we appreciate and connect with all the goodness that surrounds us. Good meals, good people, fellowship, the embracing of life, the joy, and all that goes into goodness, right? That's good. And if I had to say one thing that describes St. Joseph Catholic community, it is goodness. Okay. I've been here since 2014, and I've always felt like I was part of the family. This is just an embracing place here. And so, as a pastor, sometimes in the decisions I'm making, maybe some people might feel like Father John doesn't appreciate what St. Joseph is, and he's trying to change it. No, I love the goodness of St. Joseph, and I want to do everything I can to enhance it. So goodness, that's a very important thing to think about, goodness, about who we are. You know, when I greet people, you, on the coldest of January mornings out there, or the hottest of August days, in my chasuble, why am I there? I'll tell you why. I really love you. I do. I love being out there. I like smiling and shaking hands. I want this church to be a warm and welcoming place. Goodness, isn't it great? Goodness? Okay, well, the second thing is truth. To understand me, you have to understand that I came out of the Protestant church, okay? And Protestantism, doesn't really have an anchor of authority. They say it's scripture, but everybody has their own interpretation of scripture. So there's sort of a doctrinal chaos out there. And I said, save me from this, which also drove me to the Catholic Church. Okay. I'm so happy that there's something called truth. Now, we all know that truth is a person. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. But it is true that there are teachings that Jesus taught and the apostles taught about the person of Christ that are so critical. Okay? And this is doctrine. It's doctrinal truth. I'm so glad that there's a catechism. It's great. I love it. I also am glad that there is authority that's in Scripture, that is in the tradition of the church, in the magisterium, that is the council of bishops. So that's the three-legged stool of authority. Very important. I'm glad for it. And if I had to say that maybe St. Joseph needs to grow in a certain way, I would say it would be in truth, doctrinal truth. Yeah, I think we can be formed better, especially when we're thinking about our young families and with our kids. We can go a lot further with that. Okay. So we talk about goodness, we're talking about truth. How about beauty? Okay. Well, as an evangelical Christian, I've always been taught that beauty in the sacred space is a bad thing. It's something Catholics and Episcopalians do that don't know God because they're so caught up in externals and all that sort of stuff that they don't have an internal relationship with Jesus. That's type what I've been taught. Okay. Well, as it turned out, I've been drawn to the Catholic Church because of its beauty, because God is beauty, right? And we are to worship God with the beauty of holiness. I left the evangelical church because I didn't see anything really beautiful in it. Okay. There's a lot of good things about it, and but my soul was craving sacred space and the beauty of sacred space. So that explains, some of the decisions that I've been making recently. Finally, I think we have to keep in mind that the three have got to go together. Okay? If we have goodness, but we don't have truth and beauty, then that goodness can lead to the common, and the common is the mundane, the opposite of what's holy, which is exciting, awe, depth, and wonder, all those wonderful things that we really need as human beings to worship. Okay? So if we have, let's say, truth without goodness and beauty, then we become cold and doctrinaire and heartless. And certainly that's not what we want to be either. And then finally, if we have beauty without goodness and truth, beauty becomes dangerous. Really, it does. It becomes seductive. It can draw us away from goodness and truth. So there you have it. This is what has been motivating me throughout my whole life and my journey to the Catholic Church. And I hope it explains somewhat of what has been going on in my 2 years of being pastor here. Please talk about this with me sometime. I'd love to do that, okay? God bless you.